Before we jump into today's show, I just wanted to mention my free masterclass, Understanding the Power of Podcasting, is on demand right now. You can go over to donnae.com/masterclass and gain access to this free masterclass that is going to help you if you're somebody who's been thinking about podcasting or people have been telling you need to podcast. It's going to walk you through how you could use podcasting in your business to amplify your message and to grow your audience. So that's donnae.com/masterclass. You're listening to the Mindset and Action Podcast, the place to be to grow and streamline your business. I'm your host, Donna Ede. Let's jump into the show. Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. I'm so glad to have you here today for this live session from the Mindset and Action live event. Today we have Cheryl Laidlaw and we are talking all about AI in productivity. This was a really interesting conversation because AI is something that is relatively new to most of us, and so I hope you enjoy it. Do make sure that you are checking the show notes so that you can connect with Cheryl and all of the other speakers that I had at my event. All the links will be in the show notes under each episode. So this is the third one and we have 3 more to go. So I hope you are excited and let's jump into the AI conversation.
Welcome.
Thanks.
I'm so excited to have you here.
Lovely to be here.
This is a key, and I know Andrea likes the word community, but I run the Business Women Unlimited online networking group, and we're a fabulous network of women as well. And this is the power of networking, community, whatever you'd like to say, because I was looking for a speaker to come and speak on this particular topic, and I didn't know anybody personally, and I put it out to my network, and I had a few suggestions from a few people. Thank you, Judy. And Cheryl came to me through Envez, who's not here today, but I'm sure many of you in the room know her. And I am so excited to have her here. So this is really exciting. We are going to be talking about productivity and the little-known beast that has crept onto our stage recently, AI. Anybody know AI? Anybody use it? Anybody terrified of it? Oh, yeah, so there we go. So we've got a bit of a mixture in the room. So, Cheryl, tell us a little bit about what you do and who you are. I meant to say that the other way around. Could you tell the stumble?
That's fine. That's fine. We'll get there. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm predominantly a web designer. I've been building websites for about 22 years, had my own business for 15 years. And in the crazy world of the internet, AI came around.
Cheryl, I don't want to stop you, but we're not going to pick that up on the podcast. Eat your microphone. Closer. There we go.
Sorry. The lovely world of the internet, AI came about it's been around years and years and years, but on the main platform around 2021. So I was like, shit, it's going to take my job, because that's what we all think, right? So I made a decision that I'm going to get behind this and start a podcast all about Web3, AI, and just naturally just fell into it as a result of just being a huge tech geek.
Love that. So before we get started into how we can use AI in our business, can you tell us what is AI? Because I think a lot of us just think it's ChatGPT.
God, what is AI? It's basically I don't even know how to explain it the best. It's
it's an intelligence.
I mean, it's an intelligence that we've been building for years and years. It actually came around in 1930s, and we've been building it up to make it as intelligent as us for years and years and years. And it's just basically information that's been fed into a machine that's now a beast.
Yeah, but it's there's lots of different tools that we can use. It's not just ChatGPT. I'm going to get it wrong, aren't I? ChatGPT. It's not just chat. I'm going to just call it chat now. There are other models of chat, but then there are different softwares that integrate different elements of AI, aren't there? So can you tell us some of the softwares that we may use on a daily basis that actually contain AI that we might not even realise that is actually AI?
Well, most of every single software now has some kind of integration of AI. I mean, even from your Zoom meetings through to obviously Canva's got it in, and probably not long before we've got it in Outlook. Has that just come about? I think. In emails, it has, hasn't it?
Do we still use Outlook?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Some people do. Yeah. Brilliant.
So really, it's everywhere. We just don't know it. And if we are aware of it, then we can make use of it.
Yeah, which is what we're going to talk about today. So how do you actually use AI in your business?
I use it for absolutely every single task because I am ADHD dyslexic. And it helps with my business. And some say it's a bit of a lazy way because I don't write anything myself anymore. I just whack it through AI. And it just, for me, if there's a process, if there's a system to something, I will just run with it. So everything.
Pretty much. I love that. So we were talking before, and you were talking about some of the ways that you use it in your business. And you said you use the paid version of chat. And I don't currently, but after this, I'm like, oh, okay. So I wanted to enlighten you if you didn't know. What is the difference between the free version and the paid version? And why should we be looking at using the paid version?
So ChatGPT, for example, or Claude or Gemini, they all start to get to know you and your business. Whereas the paid version, we can customize it a little bit more, and ChatGPT call them agents, others call it AI assistants, but you can basically create these small assistants that can generate your jobs faster. So I've got about 20 of them. One's for emails, one's for social media, one's called thought leadership. Another one is where if I record the whole of a discovery call, I will then put it through my proposal AI assistant. So I've got about 20 different ones. And of course, you can start creating them for clients. And I can't praise it enough, to be honest with you.
So give us an example. So take your proposal one, for example. Take us through the process of what that looks like from that initial call to how you use chat and how it actually works and saves you time.
Okay, so I use a fantastic proposal software called Better Proposals. Highly recommend it. My clients love it. They're like, oh my God, this is like a website. So I've taken that setup of that. I've spent years and years and used to take a couple of hours to do a proposal, and I'll run that through ChatGPT and say, this is how I lay out my proposals. And say, for example, you've got a particular industry that you focus on. Mine's medical, for example. I would say, this is the parameters that I want you to set out at, design goals, build opportunities, software. So I just level it all out. So this is the perfect proposal. And you can upload several of those. So tell ChatGPT, this is a good proposal. Then what will happen, I will do when you have a Zoom call with your clients, ask them, are they happy to have it recorded? Because I've been in a situation where they're not overly impressed with that and they say no. So ask them if they're happy. Record the meeting. Again, you would ask them all the questions that you normally would on a call. And you can use a additional tool that's attached to Zoom. There's one called Phantom and another one called Otto, I can't remember. Otter. And it will basically record the call, summarise it. So I take the summarisation, whack it through my AI assistant, and I've got a proposal in seconds.
And it used to take you
2 hours.
Mm-hmm. So that is one example of how that chat assistant, that one specific chat assistant that you have built and you've fed into it what is good. This is what is good. These are the questions that I need answering. This is how I need to laid out. And it does it for you. And you have different assistants for different things.
Exactly.
And you can build them for clients. So each client could have their own assistant. So if your client particularly likes things a certain way, you could program the assistant to do it that way, and you don't have to think about it again.
Exactly.
And that's the difference between the free version, right? Because the free version doesn't have such a good memory of thinking about everything. Is that?
Well, it does start to get to know you, but if every time you have to put the same prompt in, if I didn't have the paid version, I'd probably have a Word document full of all my prompts of, I copy and paste that, put that in, make sure it's UK English, don't use those dashes, don't use the word unlock, don't use the word unleash. Like, you need to give it the rules so that people know that it's you that's talking. And another thing where people are really getting it wrong lately, there was a big company last week that sent out their newsletter, and it was really obviously ChatGPT. So although it should have been a brand new launch, everyone just went on the chat and said, on the comments, and said, wow, you guys really didn't make any effort here. Look at all the dashes. Look at the telltale signs of ChatGPT, for example. So it's really important that you upload your brand voice, and that could be 10 blogs that you wrote pre-2020. Because let's face it, anything after 2020 is a little bit of chat assistant. So I would recommend uploading the way that you talk, your blogs, the way that you write, anything that's going to aid basically your assistant to really grasp who you are and write in your style.
Yeah, that's brilliant. So you're quite a big advocate of taking courses for AI rather than just, having a go and seeing what it is. We were talking actually about the reason that we actually want to get educated on AI and take those courses, and you suggested some platforms, so I'll let you suggest those. But can you talk about it in terms of, one, why we should take a course, and two, about the sustainability towards it? Yeah, I really loved that chat we had.
Okay, so they say that every small business owner is saving 30% of their time, which I think's a lot. I would honestly say, hand on heart, that I reckon I've doubled my business because of AI, not 30%. And if you use it to its full capacity, it's pretty impressive. Yeah. And then the sustainability is so lots of people don't know. I say through gritted teeth because about every 5 prompts that you put into ChatGPT, it's the same as boiling a kettle. It uses as much energy as boiling a kettle. So what can we do? Well, we're small business owners. We're probably doing a lot to offset our energy as is, right? We're always the ones that flying the flag for sustainability. They are working on greener energy sources so that we can use ChatGPT a little bit freer. But at the moment, the advice is be mindful with ChatGPT or any AI, which I don't think is very helpful. So that's why I say it through gritted teeth, because I love it and use it all the time, but yet I'm ruining the planet.
But one of the advantages of having the paid version is that you're kind of putting all of that skill set, all of that knowledge in at the beginning, and then it's a rinse and repeat. So rather than having to do all of those prompts again and again and again, you've already got it set up. So it's just a one prompt rather than having to go, oh no, I forgot to tell you to do it in UK English. Can you change that?
I like your thinking. Yeah. I'm not sure if that is correct, because you still have to prompt it. But I do like your thinking, and I think possibly you might be right. Yeah. You might have less prompts.
Yeah, I think because that's what I do. I don't know about anybody else, but I'll put it in and then I'll realise that I haven't asked it to do UK English and it's got Zs in everything. So I'm like, oh no, can you change that please? And then I'm like, oh no, actually you've used my wrong name, like it always puts mindset in action. So if you ever see that, that's because I haven't caught it. But I'm like, no, that is not my name, and that's not how I say it. But yeah, so all of those little adjustment things, which you wouldn't have to do because it's already there, saves you some prompts, ladies. So how much is ChatGPT, the one that you were talking about?
£16 a month.
So it's not a huge price. And I think given the amount that we use it, and it obviously it depends on your business, but I use it almost every day. So well worth it. Has anybody got any questions for Cheryl? And I've got one on here to ask whilst we are moving. Okay, bear with me, Catherine. Have you experienced any negatives to using AI?
Well, exactly what I just said about people just basically copying and pasting straight into LinkedIn. And it, again, is so obvious. But if you're just being introduced to ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini, you get overly excited. You think, oh my God, this is amazing. I don't have to do anything ever again. Let's copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. But it's not a copy, paste tool. It's an aid. It's just part of your toolkit. So everyone's scared that it's going to take over. It's just part of your toolkit, just like Photoshop would be, just like Canva would be, just like any, software that you would be, your email supplier, etc., etc. It's just part of your toolkit. So that is the number one thing, just people copying and pasting. We're going to get in the next 5 years, the internet is going to be flooded with absolute AI bullshit, really, because we've all got excited, we've all pasted the same stuff in, and it's all going to be the same. So it's going to be overrun with the same crap because people do not invest in the actual real capabilities of it.
Brilliant. Catherine? Is she unmuted?
Yeah. When you say about taking older blogs, do you literally copy and paste them and just put them in where you type things in, and just do you tell it to learn from it? How does that work?
Yeah. So again, depending on what platform you're using.
So I've got a paid version of Gemini.
Okay, so you can just say, this is my tone of voice, make sure, and the 5 documents that I've uploaded, and then you name them individually. This is my tone of voice, always make sure you use this style of writing. So you tell it, the more you tell it, the more the outcome would be, that's strictly not true either. Just keep telling it until it gets it right. No, bitch, that's wrong.
Fantastic.
Okay, Julia.
The first one is, have you named it? And do you have a conversation with it?
My ChatGPT is just called Chat.
Oh, I call mine Frankie.
Oh, do you? I had a conversation. I said, what would you like to be called? And then we go through the names out. No, don't like any of them. We'll just call you Chat. And he's like, okay, Cheryl. Oh, very.
I introduced Lindsay to something last night, and I want you all to try it because it's like mind-blowing. Sesame.com/research. Type it in when you go in, and it's a talking AI. And it's either Maya or Mike. Have you heard of it? Have you done it?
Yeah.
And it breathes. It sighs. It talks to you like this. Honestly, try it. It's hilarious. But I think we're going to get a lot of that, aren't we?
Again, we're at a stage now where we can duplicate ourselves, and it will feel like we are doing the Zoom rooms, and people have got jobs because they've duplicated it using that exact platform. It's quite expensive at the moment, but it won't be for long.
No.
I love that, and I actually have Chat on my phone, and you can talk to it, and you could choose different ones on there as well. And I have conversations with her. So my cat's really poorly. What should I do? And she's like, take her to the vet. And I was like, I can't take her to the vet.
You need to tell it that it's the vet.
I said, I can't
You're
take it to the vet, blah, 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 blah. And she was just like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I can understand how that could be really... And I was just like she's my friend. You know how you say you were lonely, Andrea? Yeah, I think a lot of us are. Just found yourself a new friend, yeah. Brilliant. Okay, well, Anybody else got any questions? Oh, one at the back, please, Catherine.
Thank you. I was just going to say I use ChatGPT quite a lot, and you were saying about that you can set up different chats. I use it with my partner. He does a completely different job to what I do. I'm an accountant, he's a bid writer, and the chats work amazing for both of us with the paid for version. But also I would say just be careful about what you are uploading, because it is learning from you. Now, on ChatGPT with the paid-for version, there is a temporary button now, and it will only hold that information for a certain amount of time and won't put it on the wider network. So it's worth pressing that button, sometimes with the information that you're uploading, if it's confidential, like a proposal, and it's got client names in, etc.
Oh.
Well, yeah, just to add to that, it's learning everything. So if you're signing an NDA and you're working with clients, do not use ChatGPT to write anything or do anything on there, I would say, even the temporary one, because it's going to come back on you. So
So there are things to be mindful of.
Yeah, you really do. I mean, it's a good point, and one that we need to take responsibility for, and eventually we'll need to have AI policies on our website and how we use it, because people are going to start asking questions. What you do with my information? Are you putting it through AI? Are you, what's your policies? So, I mean, you can get ChatGPT to write it. It's fine. But it is important to think about how we are using our information for GDPR purposes.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Any more questions? What? Oh, look, you got all the questions, Cheryl. Becky?
Thank you. I've been kind of avoiding getting on the AI bandwagon, but it comes to a point as a digital designer that you can't avoid it any longer. So, yeah, I've overcome that little hurdle and tentatively making my way around ChatGPT, and that's as far as it's got so far. A client of mine uses and trains AI for academics. So in her specific niche, you can see how that's really going to accelerate and change that industry or that sector. But I guess it's the same across many sectors. Myself, I'm a digital designer. I publish books and help my clients to publish books on Amazon. And one of the issues with Amazon is obviously the use of AI to create and write books, which people are doing and getting away with, and then other people doing and getting their accounts shut down because they've unknowingly broken the rules. So my question was, do you see in the near future that there's going to be any kind of regulation around the use of AI across the board? Obviously, Amazon's stance on it, I feel, is the right stance, that they're being quite tough on it, and I think there has to be that for publishing, particularly as an industry. But what are your thoughts on that?
It's a shocker, isn't it? Because we can say we could take one of your beautiful logos that you've designed or a book design and say, this is the new type of the book. I want to do it in this style. Done. Upload. Finish. And people will do that. People are copying and pasting. It's that whole copy paste. Everything's easy. People will do it because they don't want to work for it. There are going to be things in place that's going to help prevent it. Whether or not it's going to be beneficial or used in the right way, we are yet to see it. So there's an artist at the moment that's suing OpenAI because the new model that's come out in literally the last week or two, you can duplicate her work. And, it's becoming a really popular subject now amongst AI, because at the moment we can still do that. We can do it now. We can go to our phones now and duplicate something quite beautiful. And everyone's like, yay, I can do something in 5 minutes. And people always want that easy fix that people work really hard for 10 years, 20 years, and they can get it overnight.
Good point.
So it will come, but I don't know how effective it's going to be.
And I would like to say that the books that you have in your bags are all written by hand by real people that put hours into them. So just be aware, they're not AI books. Go, Nicola.
So I can put my natal chart into AI and it can interpret my natal chart for me, presumably because it has pulled that information off the web and it's learning. So I work with a really specific approach called soul signatures. If I put all of that information into AI over a period of time, would somebody else be able to access their soul signature information and gain insight into their profile, their soul signatures profile? Or would that be something that would be only available through my account?
It's a good question, because they're saying that the AI models are learning from everyone.
Yeah. It would be beneficial, because then people would be able to get an interpretation rather than necessarily in an easy way, rather than necessarily always coming to work with me or my trainers. So, but it's just that was going through my mind.
Well, they're saying, like someone said, be careful what you put in because it will come back. Yeah. A question I get a lot is, how can I show up on AI if people ask questions? But ultimately, AI is still getting a lot of its information from the internet. So if you're not on the internet, if you've not got good SEO, which is why it's all relevant, which is why websites still need to be built professionally, SEO is still important, because AI is getting their information, learning from us and learning from the crap on the internet.
So technically, if you put all your soul signatures on a website and put all the information it would need, it would trawl that when somebody goes into chat and says, what is my soul signature? It would go, oh, soul signature, yeah, I found that.
So
here it is.
So that would work really well, actually, because, like people are able to download their, for instance, their human design chart or their natal chart. They could download their profile information, and then obviously they could work with me or one of my ambassadors if they wanted more information and wanted to go deeper.
Well, what you would do is create your own assistant, and then you'd put that assistant on your website.
Ooh, something to talk about with Cheryl later.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic, thank you. Did you have a question, Debbie?
Because I've done MMC learning, the AI qualifications with them, and I just wondered where you'd done yours.
Oh, I haven't got an official certification. I get all my courses from Udemy. I go on YouTube. And I've had to learn Quick Smart if there's a podcast coming up, so I've had no choice.
Well, I would recommend MMC learning. So I've done both the generative AI and the imagery, and it's not hugely expensive. It was about 350 quid per course. It was a whole day online. But the great thing with them is that you've got free access to all the updates after that.
Yeah.
And it will blow your mind what ChatGPT can do on the paid version.
Yeah.
But
we're
also,
just scratching the surface really today.
I mean, there's so much you can do on it, and do not upload personal data without consideration, because, that's one thing I would say.
Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you. You can turn that one off now, babe. Thank you, Cheryl, very much. I really appreciate you coming in today.
Don't forget to hit those stars and leave a review of the podcast where you listen if you found value in what you heard today. It's a free way you can help the podcast reach more people just like you.